Hello everyone, welcome to one more episode of Talking Times. Today I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I'm here with Kaveh. Nice to meet you again, Kaveh. It's
Thank you for inviting me. Yeah,
we're gonna have an amazing conversation about Iranian culture and so much more right after our podcast intro. Welcome, Kaveh. Nice to have you here, man.
thank you. I want to say hello to you and all of the students in 𝗬𝗪𝗀, all the teachers and all of us.
All right, there is so much that we can explore today, but before we start, please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Kaveh. I'm Iranian English teacher at 𝗬𝗪𝗀. Nice to see you all. And today I'm going to present you with some instruments and some keywords from my culture.
Yeah, you're gonna teach me a lot today, man. I will ask, please be patient with my butchering pronunciation. I'll do my best. All right, so first, let's do an overview of everything we have here. Okay, what are those? Can you present to us? What
Sure. Gentlemen, the bigger instrument, as you can see there, it is called 𝗬𝗪𝗃.
𝗬𝗪𝗃.
Yeah, it was the first instrument which I learned when I was 10 years old. Then these two instruments are the same. These two are called 𝗲𝗃. And I started learning 𝗲𝗃 when I was 16 years old. For that period of time, it was really courageous decision to give up on that and learn 𝗲𝗃.
In how much does it normally take for someone to start to have a notion? And for example, I can play some basic songs because these are like, if you're playing a group or in a band, I imagine it's like because of percussion thing, so it's like the heart of the music, right? So,
yeah, I understand. To be honest with you, that instrument takes longer time to have a notion about how it functions because the type of movements, they are really delicate. However, 𝗲𝗃 seems to be more simple, then you can enjoy it faster.
Really? Yeah. Okay, I wouldn't imagine, because this one, the impression that I have, you have more tools to play.
Yeah.
Because this one is basically you know. By the way, do you use the frame here too?
Sometimes. It depends on the technique, but in rare moments, it's permitted to use that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my
Just
God.
to have another effect of sound, you know.
If you guys had an idea of how much psychological and physical strength is taking me right now not to do sounds and random things here, you know I'm a hero. Because before we enter live, we were kind of having some fun here. Yeah, nice. And describe for us, man, what are the parts here? You have like, this is, what is, it's like a skin, right?
Yeah, this is the natural skin. And as you can see, the body of instrument is made of wood.
Okay.
You know, on the other hand, this instrument here, it has some equipment, as you said, inside. This is called rings, and the collection of them rings. It's made of synthetic skin. It has a frame, wooden frame. Because of that, it is called frame drum.
Frame drum, nice.
Yeah, and just there is a location to hang it. It is called 𝗧𝗃.
𝗧𝗃.
This is where you can stick the instrument like this.
And they are, I imagine, artisanally made, like they're craft instruments.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. So, okay, how was your first contact? You mentioned you were 16 when you first...
Yeah, 16 when I started learning how to play 𝗲𝗃. The first contact I had with 𝗲𝗃 when I was 12 years old. 12 years old. As a 12 years old boy, I didn't have authority to decide for myself. But when I grew up, around 16, I said, no, that's enough for 𝗬𝗪𝗃. I want to explore something new. And it changed my life forever.
Really nice, man. And do you have like musicians in your family? That was like the influence?
Back to 2023.
Okay.
We discussed about it. Yes.
Yeah.
My brother and my father, both of them are musicians.
Nice, nice.
My father, not in an amateur way, but my brother, it's like a professional.
And this was like, oh, Kaveh, you're going to play this.
Yeah, that like was decided for me.
Okay. And in what type of context, or for example, you join a band, you play these, for example, in religious ceremonies, in which context are the instruments used?
In fact, 𝗏 principally is used until the last 5 decades. It was used only for rituals, and but 𝗏𝗏𝗃 has a longer history to compare with 𝗏. It doesn't have anything spiritual. I have never seen the case that 𝗏𝗏𝗃 becomes part of the ritual. However, 𝗏 was always there, not last decade, not last century, but more than 2,000 years.
2,000 years,
Yeah.
man. It's very interesting because imagine, I don't know, people say that music is something magical is within us, you know. So imagine the first people that came out with this idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the experimentation, you know, pay attention in sounds, and then that's amazing.
And evidently, there are some caves when people draw or drew some stuff on the wall, and you can see 𝗏. Even I talk about prehistoric eras, back to, I don't know, 1,000 years ago.
Nice. And so, for example, it's an instrument that is only used in these occasions, or no? Is used in religious ceremonies and events, but also, for example, if you see some Iranian popular music, people would also use this instrument.
Recently, nowadays, everything is mixed. Everything. So you can see 𝗏 in even pop concert shows. But as I said, 5 decades ago, 50 years ago, it was the first time that Iranians understood about 𝗏 in public term. 1,400 years ago, when the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, when he traveled to Medina, or I wonder if he traveled or he came back from Medina, the new Muslims, they played and chant for Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam. However, approximately 2,000 years ago, back to Sasanian kingdom in my country, this instrument was registered.
Oh.
So you can find it in monarch families, you can find it in Muslim families and Iranians.
All right, so let's start today's lesson, okay? One moment, guys. This is a very important moment for me. Okay. Oh, I knew I would do something like that. Okay, so you mentioned a few techniques. What is the basic thing that I can do here? Is there, for example, a right position on my left hand or my right hand?
I think for today, I can say tapping, you know?
Okay.
You tap it in a way that you feel happy, you know?
I can do that, you know. And it's all right if I use the tip of my fingers, like we were playing like...
Definitely like that, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So it's something like this.
Sure.
Any ways that I should use my thumbs here?
In fact, there are 10 fingers on our hands, actually. I frequently use this one.
The ring finger, huh?
Yeah, the ring finger. I frequently use this one, and if I want to make the boss sound, then I produce this bum. It is called tom.
This would be like the kick in a drum, like the...
Yeah, it has boss sound. This is warm, and this ringer
with
string.
his hands, I imagine.
Yeah, and this ringer string produces the sound like delicate one, the contrast of boss and. You see?
Okay, I'm joking. I actually am master of this. You will see a lot.
Exactly. That's how it goes. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, enough. Oh, sorry, chat. I will completely ignore you now for the next minute. Oh man, this is amazing, and I'm gonna do today's show like this today. Is the sound okay? The microphone? All right. It's not if I do this, right? Like, okay. How would you say you changed, Kaveh, after initiating as a musician? Because it's like being a teacher. There's the before and after that. So how was it for you, the transformation? When, I can play these, and you found something different in the instruments?
Yeah. As I said, I was 16 years old when I decided to learn this instrument. Automatically, I spent few hours on education, high school preparation, math, physics, etc. And I spent more time to study these too. And consequently, I failed in some school subjects. Unfortunately, it took me 1.5 years more to pass high school until my university days started. Things got serious, so I quasi gave up.
Oh, really? But I imagine it should be something like an extracurricular activity. Yes, I'll put this back here.
Sure.
But I'm gonna use it again later. you know?
Sure.
We will actually.
Yeah. We're going to play
stay with
together.
us until the end. We're gonna do something here. I mean, he's gonna do. I'm just gonna do the bass. All right. So it should be like an extracurricular activity, I imagine.
It must be, yeah. I suggest it to all the families. Put your kids to learn something because it's a chance to release their feelings onward.
And what were the first songs that you learned how to play?
In fact, the first song, considering both of the instruments are rhythmical and not melodical, I cannot mention any song. However, the first 𝗏𝗏, which I studied, it was called 𝗖𝗏𝗃. Maybe I can play it later on.
Okay.
But 𝗖𝗏𝗃 was the first accurate 𝗏𝗏 when I felt, oh, this is that.
Okay. Now, please show us a little bit of how it's done.
All right.
The things that we can do. I'm having so much fun right now.
Interesting. Let's go.
First, just don't go like in a... But walk me through, please. So,
Sure. The left hand is going to stay here forever, eternally, and the right hand should attach to the frame.
Okay.
Imagine this is the clock. You need to keep your hand on 8:25.
Oh, that's very didactic. 8:25. Okay.
8:25. It's not permitted to go with 10:25 right now. 8:25, and that's 𝗏𝗏 𝗖𝗏𝗃 is something like. Really basic, really effective, and really emotional. When I played that, I started crying. Oh, this is the...
Oh, man. And there is like a, I don't know, how can I put, like a tribal vibe in it. So it seems something that, I don't know, will take you back to the roots in a way.
Yeah,
you feeling like...
Yeah, you feel...
Like a primitive thing. I don't know how to explain.
Exactly.
That's the power of music, by the way.
It comes to us generation after generation for 1,000 years to be in São Paulo, in Campinas, in fact. And this is the beauty of instruments.
There is, a huge parenthesis here in our conversation, but there are some theories about how we we inherit something. For example, some people believe that for example, in past lives, so I have done something in another life that I had. Other people will see something like the same way I inherit the genes of my parents. I will inherit something spiritual, so like some baggage. Is there anything remotely similar in your culture about the music and something like this? Something that is passed on? Nothing
that I can mention to be measured and accurately, but there is a higher chance if a family has some musicians in ancestors. There is a chance that those heritage go generation after generation. There's a chance for that, you know.
Coach D, hello man. Teacher Kaveh is great. When you aren't playing the first one, you can use it to drink beer. I don't know, but we were using here, you know. And I mean, no disrespect, because you I know that, we were using as a kind of a support to watch something, you know. We were seeing some videos on quantum physics. The best musicians from times have been to this podcast already. Oh yeah, definitely. This is from Romulo. Oh, hi Romulo. Nice to have you here, man.
Romulo, great, man.
If you haven't seen this episode, watch, because we had a special guest from England on this episode. Good introduction to Iranian country and traditional instruments. Yeah, that was amazing.
Let's go.
Okay, you were mentioning something too, that is the sounds that you do there. They have a relation to, for example, the heartbeat and the breath. Can you walk us through it again?
Sure. My friends, in my opinion, I mean, I can say this instrument is not just a thing. It is a live phenomenon, and this is the reason that it has some rings inside. Because if you play something by means of rings, it has a spirit on it, and if you don't, maybe you do not feel that spirit. The best way to explain, I think, is to play something so that we can feel the difference. For example, I'm going to play a maqam. It is called halgerten, with rings and without rings.
Okay.
Now, it resembles.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
The one with the rings, I don't know. It
seems live. You know?
Yeah, exactly. With more energy. Like I did. Play the first one again.
Da.
Okay, this I imagine somebody walking to be beheaded. Like you're going to your death sentence, you know, you screwed up, now you're gonna be punished. I have a fertile imagination. The second one, do that again. He was actually innocent. No beheaded today. Let's eat together. It's a happy feeling right away. Man, that's amazing. That's amazing. What the fuck? The guys are laughing. And for example, is this something that people only play in specific situations? Or for example, you're having a party at home, like Brazilians will do this a lot. If you have somebody in the family that plays music, cavaquinho, guitar, or something like that, so they will gather and play something. Do this happen in Iran?
It is something really relative. It's different from family to family. However, I can guarantee you in ritual ceremonies, it must be there. It must be there. And I can say, I never forget about when I played among some of DAF players at the same time. So the more players are there, it multiplies the quality of the passion in the religious ceremony or ritual ceremony of Sufism.
Okay.
You know?
And describe a little bit for us, how are these ceremonies? They're like, for example, it's like a service. You go once a week and you have the music, and then like the priest or the minister will say something, and then you think about that. How does it normally work?
Sure, that's a great question. Before I explain what I think, I need to add a disclaimer. That what I say is just my point of view, not necessarily what the fact is. And I am here to present what I know. In fact, yes, rituals can be periodical, it can be daily, it can be weekly, monthly, or every now and then. And the idea is based on some similarities between Quranic verses and the musical context. They just go together side by side. For example, the most famous Islamic verse is La ilaha illallah. It means
the one that you have here.
The one that I was teaching you.
I was trying to say that correctly. La ilaha illallah.
Yeah. Imagine the most sacred sentence in Islamic context. Now it is accompanied with the instrument, so it multiplies the passion. I think I need to play that to present how it seems to be. Just a minute, please, everybody. So as it says, La ilaha illallah, it has 4 principal beats, and the instrument says La ilaha illallah. Now I play with the rings that you love the most. So the mixture of what the instrument can do and how they repeat the same phrase, it makes something different. It's something happens there that you need to experience it once. Yeah? Nice. I had a chance to be part of them, to play for some years, and I really love my period there.
Nice. And when you participate this type of services, is there some type of preparation you need to do? For example, you rehearse for a few weeks, or is something you do daily? How does it normally work?
Things happen at once, and beforehand, all the players have the mentality that something is going to happen. So when it starts, everybody should follow. There is no decision in advance. There is no practice or rehearse. But you need to be sure that, hey, I am conscious about what I need to do. I do my best.
Man, that's impressive. Okay, I'll try to pronounce it again. What defines
Marom.
in the concept of rhythm? Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, maroms. In fact, this term should be defined melodically. However, in terms of this instrument, I can say marom is the fixed repetitive framework that something must be played with certain strokes. For instance, today, as far as I can remember, I presented you 𝗲𝗃𝗃. I presented you another marom. I think it was 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃, and another one, 𝗖𝗃𝗃𝗃, the first thing that I could play. Besides, there are many other maroms, and sounds interesting that I noticed today. There are 3 possibilities to talk about maroms. Some of them are similar to the names of the cities. For example, 𝗧𝗹𝗶𝗺𝗃. If you want to play 𝗧𝗹𝗶𝗺𝗃, you need to go with 6/8 rhythm, something like. So this marom apparently was derived from the city of 𝗧𝗹𝗪, and 𝗧𝗹𝗪 is the city in the Kurdistan state.
Okay.
Sometimes there is no connection between the name and the idea that you play. You just need to play. For example,
but the beats, they go alongside with the syllables there.
Yeah, a lot. There's a strong connection between what you say, how you talk, and what you play. For example, I'm going to play another marom, 𝗀𝗀𝗃. It is 7/8. It is called 𝗀𝗀𝗃.
My former drummer, Danner, he would love you and this, because he used to talk to me like, oh, this song is 4/4.
Yeah.
And I say, what do you mean 4/4? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
This is 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7 per 7/6.
7/8.
7/8. No, 7/8, 9.
Yeah. And the third possibility is when the Quranic verses are there. For example, there is another marom. It is called 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃. As you listen to the instrument, it says 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃. It is 5/8, So the variety of patterns based on the Quranic verses, the name of the cities, and some random names,
How much did you use to practice, man, when you were learning? Like an hour a day, the whole day long? Because these instruments are like these. Once you start to get a hang of the sounds, you start exploring.
Yeah.
And you see that an inch of difference where you have you position
Everything
your hand,
changes, yeah.
the sound will be different. Like you are doing and then you go just a little.
Yeah, it makes a big change.
It's like, whoa. So how many hours a day, or how much time a day would you use to practice?
Man, when I was younger, to demystify the secrets behind the instrument, I played a lot, maybe 2.5 hours, 3 hours a day. Until my father came home, because when he came...
What are you still doing that?
That's really noisy to practice, imagine.
No, I think people in the studio had a notion.
Yeah, exactly.
We were going, we know I was exploring a lot here, yeah.
And I needed to practice in some certain hours, maybe midday to 1 p.m. Or,
Yeah, if you live in an apartment, that would be a problem as well.
It is.
The neighbors would complain. And in general, this is considered like a sacred instrument, right? It's not just a regular instrument.
No. It's really sacred.
So, for example, somebody that doesn't know the instrument and I want to learn this. It would be different to detach the instrument from the religious practice there.
It is, yes. It's separated because, how can I put it together? My friend, everybody should learn. A student of DAF should start with basic things, then maturity comes to the point that he can decide, hey, if I'm going to participate in rituals or no. So those who will not participate in rituals based on their own decisions, they can practice DAF in a freelancer form. So they can mix everything, modern era, it's permitted to play anything. The ritual form, you need to move based on some maroms and fixed frameworks We must avoid any kind of innovation there. So there's a traditional definition of DAF, مقام. There is the modern definition. You can go as a freelancer. You can go anywhere that you deserve and you wish, in fact.
Yeah, I'm trying to make a parallel with, for example, what would happen in Brazil if, for example, you play music in churches, for example, you are part of the church band, or not band, they don't even use the word band, they'll say the church ministry or group. And you play, for example, in bars or in other venues, people would kind of frown at that, like say, oh no, you are a minister in a way, so you need to take it seriously. I imagine it's something similar, for example.
Yeah.
Makes
the
sense.
Commitment should stay with you to participate in rituals as many times as you can. You cannot participate every now and then.
Okay, you need
commitment. I'm going to play for you. You can enjoy.
You're part of something else then.
Yes.
So now it makes sense because you said it's like a lifestyle in a way.
Yeah.
It's not only I'm gonna play some instrument for fun, something way more serious.
Playing instrument for rituals is not something that can happen easily. There are some observations you need to show, you need to prove the quality.
You feel nervous, man, when it happens too?
In the beginning?
Yeah.
A lot.
Because I imagine it's a lot of pressure in a way.
Yeah, imagine for 18 years old teenager. Now I am 37 years old and things are different, but back to 18 years old, it was not easy to be part of them.
Nice. I'll take a look at the chat here. Okay. Hi, Mike and Kaveh. Does the... Okay. Oh, hello. I love the nickname 𝗵𝗴𝗃. I'm gonna read like that, okay? And he was here, by the way, to talk about philosophy. Hi, Mike and Kaveh. Does the Iranian percussion time signatures? Okay, the Iranian percussion's time signatures differ from Western music as much. Scales, semitones, or Western music. Okay, what are the difference between Iranian music in terms of tones, semitones, not only the percussion aspect, but the other? Like
melodically, I prefer not to delve it. I can tell you that, as far as I see, there are some Western percussions that you need to play with stick, like drums. When you want to play, you cannot use your hand. However, the Eastern percussions, you need to use your hand completely. And it is the touch of a skin with the instrument. There are some cases that there are some sticks with some Iranian percussions, but those I play, I need to use and I need to utilize my hands. I need to touch it directly, Touching the skin makes a big difference.
And there is like a connection thing involved there.
Yeah,
You're directly doing the thing.
Yeah.
There's no intermediate. You're directly doing the thing.
Man, sincerely, when I play the instrument, I do not think that this is another object that I take in my hand. It is
an extension of you.
It's me,
Yeah.
I can shake it in a way that I want. I can play anything that I need.
In a way, it describes the kind of like the flow states that a lot of musicians they do. For example, I had this friend, one of the best musicians I've ever interacted with. He would play for the first time anything, and it would be exactly like this. If I remember the first time he actually touched a keyboard, he was a guitar player. He got the thing like a boom, 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 boom. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. He started playing something. So, what's wrong with you, man? So, and you used to feel like this when I was watching. Like, he was not thinking, I'm gonna play a G or whatever notes in this part. It was just like an extension of himself.
It becomes yourself, it becomes really yourself. After a while, not the next day as you start learning, but after a while,
That's amazing, man.
Thank you.
Okay, one from home here. My father's a musician too. I'll share this with him to check out the Iranian instruments. Nice, man. I do feel like dancing here. Yeah. And when you do the thing with the rings, that It's so cool, man.
Yeah.
It's a nice vibe. The best teacher in the world is from Gabriel Silva. People love you.
That's my honor to serve them.
Exactly this, Romulo. You become one with the instrument. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go a little bit beyond the music here, and then we go back because we will. For example, what are the other aspects that people don't know about Iran that you think are fascinating to share? And about, I don't know, the history, the food, the culture, the people. What are other aspects that you think is nice to share?
Maybe the best thing that I can say, and I must inform everybody, all of the observers, right now in this moment, the south of my country is being attacked by the United States. So independently for what and how, anyhow, this country is now being attacked. Right now, in this moment, I am in the podcast. So I want to just say to all the Iranians flow that I am there with you. I will be your voice in Brazil. Put it on me. I'm going to clarify all I can about the truth.
This is nice from you to say, because every time something like this happens, people will have the version that media gives them. And people have this dumb habits that everybody feels they are entitled to have a strong opinion about something they actually don't know about.
Yeah.
So nice from you to do this, man.
In my opinion, one of the aspects that, let's change the ambience a little bit. People think that Iran means traveling by camels in the middle of desert, you know? In fact, Iran is really modern. Not as modern as, for example, Brazil, but there are some capital cities.
This happens here too. For example, if you go to some country, they will imagine, you are Brasilia, hola, que tal? Like, samba. They imagine it's just like this, you know?
Exactly.
Amazon, exactly. They imagine the version they have from us. I don't know, maybe before you know Brazil, you had some, how it's going to be. They imagine it's like Tarzan, you know, and monkeys on the street and this type of stuff because of movies. I think.
Man, imagine my immigration process took approximately 9 months, and during 9 months I thought, okay, Brazilians speak Spanish.
Normal.
I came here and I heard something different. I said, is it real?
Their accent is so happy.
I said, and I asked my ex-wife, hey, is it really about Spanish? Is there anybody here who can speak Spanish? She said, no, go and learn Portuguese. So this is the misjudgment that media provides for us. Because Latin America, Spanish. Look at Brazil, this gigantic country in the middle of everything. This was one of the surprises. Anyway, coming back to Iran, Iran is modern and there's a good quality of transport.
Sorry, man, I'm laughing because don't do this. The comment. They imagine us as Blanca from Street Fighter. You know the video game, the green monster. That's a fair representation of Brazil. I've heard this. Actually, I've seen on the internet.
Another aspect which surprised me a lot. Before I came to Brazil, I thought, okay, Brazil means Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro. Goiânia, Mato Grosso, Rio Grande do Sul. What about them?
It's so different, man. It's like a continent here. And if you, from one state to another, the cultural shock is real too. You know, a carioca going to Minas is gonna be very different. A mineirinho in Rio de Janeiro is gonna have a hard time too. It's very different.
You said Mineiro. I think the people in the state of Minas Gerais that are really similar to people in the state of Lorestan in terms of kindness, in terms of how really they are. I have contact with a lot of Mineiros, both in terms of colleagues and not as students, language learners. I can make a connection between Lorestan state in my country and Minas Gerais.
They're nice to deal, right?
And both of these countries have a dairy stuff like cheese, milk, the things that...
Nice. Is there like, for example, thinking about the Iran as the whole country, is there this diversity like you see in Brazil, for example, in the States, that very different from if I go to the south and the north or the east?
Yeah, completely. My dearest, on the northwest, you can see 3 states that are Turks. Not Turks in terms of Turkey. They are called Azeri. below them in the south, there are 3 states of Kurds, Kurdistan, Kermanshah, and Iran. Then you have some states, they speak not Arabic, but there are some Arabs, they live in my country. When you go to Sistan and Baluchistan, you have the same border with Pakistan. So Iranians look like Indians and Pak.
So
they speak their own language. They know how to speak Farsi, but
oh, okay. But for example, if I know Farsi and I travel around Iran,
you can survive.
Okay, I will not have. But depending on the state, I may have more difficulty to.
Yeah.
It would be like trying to communicate in English in Brazil, maybe, or not that harsh. Because here's stuff.
How can I make it better?
For example, I go to a store there. They will. And
you can speak Farsi and you can
okay, nice.
live your life there easily. However, the accent is different. The accent from southeast to southwest to the south to the north, things are different in this case.
What about, you mentioned about the dairy foods there, but are there any similarities in Iranian food compared to Brazil food, for example?
100%.
Really?
100%.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The difference between Iranian food and Brazilian daily food, I mean, prato-feito, it's just beans and Iranian food, they do not have beans too much. So the first time I see, everywhere I go, there are beans, 𝗧𝗹𝗶𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧.
Yes.
So that's enough. Can you change it? Yeah, this is the only difference,
Yeah, and it is very weird because in Brazil, especially here in São Paulo state, we have how can I say that in English? We have a habit and an understanding that you have the base of your food pyramid, that would be rice and beans.
Yeah.
That is basically carbs and carbs, right? But then the protein, they don't say protein, they say mixture. Like mistura, they would say that is normally the meat there,
Yeah.
So if you, for example, you have already ordered a Brazilian takeaway food like a marmita here,
A lot.
and when you choose, it would be like the base, rice, beans, and sometimes pasta and something like this, and then the mixture, that would be the protein, like chicken, this
As
stuff.
a CLT teacher, I know how to live with marmita.
Yeah,
But I know how to survive in public transportation.
but it's weird. So what are the things that you guys would eat every day there? What would be a normal diet there, let's just say?
Rice
Okay.
is one of them. Chicken is another one. In different tastes, chicken is not in a way that chicken. Stews,
Okay.
I think you say molios. Molios.
Yes.
And foods are really similar. There is I have never had any problem with Brazilian food, but I had problems with Chinese food,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for the first
The
week.
seasoning, maybe something.
Man, that has another system. I don't know what they do with the foods. They are delicious. However, I suffered from diarrhea for a long time.
Is the spices? Maybe could be.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, and we had a guest here actually. I'm sorry that I am terrible with names, but we had this guest that she was a nutritionist and she was describing these. For example, if a Brazil guys go, for example, to India and eat some street food there, he's gonna have a terrible,
Of course, yes.
because
Yeah.
his microbiome is completely different. But if an Indian guy comes to Brazil and eats street food, the same thing is gonna happen. It's gonna be terrible for him.
Yeah.
We are not adapted.
That's a modification from land to land. It can impact us negatively or constructively.
Exactly that. So a Brazilian guy in terms of food wouldn't have like a cultural shock going to Iran.
Not at all. Not at all. My dearest, the biggest similarity is the concept of churrasco.
This would be my next question. Thank you so much.
Churrasco.
We are in symphony. Describe how would be like an Iranian barbecue? What would be the...
My dearest, Brazilians put the piece of meat on fire directly. Iranians
and salt. Brazilians are very very conservative. Like you can use salt or the thinner one that we call 𝗲𝗃 salt here.
I have never tried that. Yeah.
That you use. You don't put before the grill. It's actually after.
Afterward.
Yeah, but it's basically this.
However, Iranian kebab or Iranian churrasco it needs a piece of a steak. We need to put
on a
meat
stick.
On a stick, yeah.
Okay.
This is the only difference. Otherwise, the rest are similar.
Okay. So in terms of preparing, would be the same. Salt, put on the grill, and that's it. No sauce and stuff. Okay.
That marinade process happens beforehand. There depends on your type of meat. It can be different in a variety of ways.
Okay, I'm asking you this because it's the second time you are here.
Yeah.
On the third one, we should have an Iranian barbecue. Yeah, we should have some food. That would be nice. Music and food. I'm looking for excuses, to do that.
Yeah.
Nice, Kaveh. All right, let's go back there now. First, you mentioned something interesting. Is Rumi's books, right?
Yeah.
About the poems.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit with us about that? You read a piece that was actually very beautiful.
Yeah, as I told you beforehand, I have some Persian lines, Persian lyrics from Rumi. I need to read for all of you. Beforehand, I need to explain you about who Rumi was. Rumi was...
Rumi is the name of the poet.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Rumi was a man who was the most complete Sufi that we know of, and he frequently used the keywords of 𝗏 while he was dancing, he was chanting, For example, one of them, I put it here, it says, چون دف به عشق او زنم جانم شود آواز. It means, when I strike the daf for his love, my soul becomes a song.
When I struck the daf,
my soul becomes a song.
That's beautiful. My soul becomes a song.
Yeah. دف زن که سما است و جهان رقصان است. He said, play the daf because there is a spiritual listening and the world begins to dance. So this is the impact of daf on Rumi's mentality, There are some English translation of Rumi's lyrics, and you can study about that. And there are some Portuguese versions too. Do you know Rumi, by the way?
No, it's the first time I heard.
Yeah, there's a rough translation of Rumi's artwork, and I think you can download it you can buy it from Amazon.com or something. Yeah. And
is this something that is taught in school, for example?
No, not really. Maybe high school on the second grade, I can remember we studied something in literature lesson, school subject, and no.
How did you discover his work?
Well, I grew up in a family that literature and music was there always.
This is very important too, because again, going back to the generation thing, one thing, carrying a torch,
Exactly.
I'm asking, man, because I'm gonna thank you again live. Kaveh was very kind to me, man. The day my daughter was born, he said something very beautiful, man. I was very emotional on that day, and I said, "Oh my God, thank you so much." Okay, what did you say? Say that again.
Yes, your daughter was born in Nowruz moment of the year. Some of the colleagues who work with me, they know that the new year for me begins when the planet Earth is in absolute moment of equilibrium. When there are 12 hours on the north sphere and 12 hours in the south sphere. Your girl was born in the most sacred moment of the year.
That's so cool. I'm gonna tell her that.
It's really rare, It's your chance.
This is beautiful. It was very kind for you to say. So, which year is today in this calendar?
Man, if I'm not wrong, it is 1405.
1405.
Yeah, it must be 405, yeah.
It would be amazing if this was aligned with the number of this podcast. Is not, right? But we're close. We're
so as an immigrant, I have some serious problems because when I wake up, it is 2026.
Oh, it must
when I
be
talk to my mom, it is 1404.
Oh my God! Describing events might sound tricky in this case.
Yeah, I have always that confusion about the dates, about months, about year. It's not easy to be an immigrant.
Yeah, but how long have you been here already?
Man, September 20th, 2020, I arrived. Now it is July 2026.
6 years,
I'm going to
roughly.
be completing 6 complete years.
And are you still adapting to the Brazilian way of life, or
Now,
is it something
yeah.
that you feel like, because it's very different? I know
Now, yeah.
every time I talk to somebody like an immigrant in general, I know we are very weird people.
No, you're not.
I hope we are weird in a way that we are welcoming, you know.
Yeah.
But the Brazilian habits are weird. So I'm asking because how much of the Brazilian culture is already, encapsulated in Kaveh?
My dearest, I can say, because this podcast is going to be registered forever on YouTube, I want to confess something. I never was discriminated by my nation, by my religion, or by anything.
That's nice, man.
And I was always welcomed anywhere. This is the attitude. This is a great attitude of Brazilian people. Thanks to all of you. And on the other hand, in 2023, the first podcast, I didn't know anything about Brazil. Nowadays, I have my family, I have a great wife, and she teaches me every day something new about Brazil. And I want to salute to my wife.
What's her name?
Maria.
Maria. Oh, it's my mother's name.
Maria das Casas.
Okay, Maria, shout out to you. That's nice.
She's amazing. She taught me how to live like a Brazilian guy. So my life is divided before her, after her.
That's beautiful. They do this to us, right? Once we accept a woman in our life like this, it's a one-way road. Yeah. Kisses to you, my love, too. Okay? She watches some episodes sometimes. I heard that, you know.
Yeah.
Nice, Kaveh. Okay, now before we do our thing here, we are almost running out of time, but there's
Really good.
what are the common mistakes that people can do when they are doing this?
Posture.
Yeah.
Posture.
So let me try. I don't know if it's I'm not gonna hate stuff again. For example, I'm using the chair as this is not wrong, or is it?
You have the liberty based on democracy. You can play like that.
Thank you so much.
However, it is not like that.
Kaveh is a very polite man. So he's saying, yes, you are completely wrong. You're fucking up. But, okay, since you're a dumb guy, I'm gonna...
No, you have the liberty to play like that, but honestly, it should be laying down on your foot,
Like this?
Yes, it is the way.
Okay. Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Damn, stuffer.
Yeah.
Okay, now imagine... Sorry, if there is any Iranian person watching this, I'm sorry of how much dumb I might have looked, because
No.
for a guy that actually plays doing this, that I feel like I'm awesome, it's like playing a guitar upside down. Yeah, imagine like playing a guitar upside down. It would be like, look, I'm rocking. It's probably something like that. Okay, let's try to do it the correct way. It would be like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost there, Almost.
All right, and then you mentioned something that I used.
Yeah, this is called tom or boss, Exactly, right there. And sometimes you can use your ring finger to...
This is like it.
Exactly.
He's tougher than he looks. You may look at me and say, he has no coordination. This is how good of a teacher you are. 𝗍𝗃 I mean, no, actually, let me rephrase that. This is not how good of a teacher you are, but in terms of patience and that,
yeah, okay. All the patience in the world,
And this hand, I just use the tip of my fingers.
Yeah, for today, yes, but in the future, you have some movements,
you put too much faith in me, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can do something later about this. All right, so this would be like if I'm playing in a band, or would be like the heart, like the core.
This is the principal percussion in Iranian music ensembles. This is the principle, Okay. DAF seems to be optional, not necessarily all over, but more frequently you can encounter toneback.
It sounds really cool.
It was built to accompany other melodical instruments.
And okay, how would a complete band or group look like? What would be? This would be like. Would there be, for example, flutes or string instruments, or would be mostly percussion?
My dearest, the minimum requirements. It can be solo. Somebody can play tone by solo, or it can be in the form of duet. It accompanies another instrument, or it can be any form. There are many possibilities and limitless possibilities.
So I could have this, for example, with guitars and flutes and a keyboard.
As far as you feel good, you can keep moving.
I just realized something.
That you love my instrument, you know?
Yes, this is true, but this sucks for a serenade. Imagine, like, if you play a guitar, you go there, I love you, you go there. Imagine going to a girl's window and like,
you should be waiting for tomato, you know, tomato,
or like, oh, I'm gonna call the police. It's, what the hell are you doing there? So, okay, let's try to do something, Kaveh. I think
Let's
I'm
go.
ready. I'm ready. Nervous. No, I'm not. But okay, it looks so much easier to do like this, you know. But okay, I have to try the correct.
No, try the way that you feel comfortable because we're going to play together.
I'm gonna try to do the drum and bass thing again. Okay? This, Kaveh. We should have you as a permanent guest in the show just to do the intro.
Oh God,
every time I say something stupid, you could do like a you know.
I think this is the first time live that you play instrument in front of the camera here.
Yeah, that's thanks to you and to your patience. Man, this is amazing. This is amazing. Okay, for people that are interested in learning more, have you ever saw here in Brazil like a place that you could get an instrument like this or learn how to play?
My dearest, I'm going to confess something. There are some reasons which I never tried for that. Number one, the lack of enough Portuguese to teach. You know, as you know, our job depends on English language and I can survive.
Yes.
However, Portuguese, I need more. Number two, I was always busy. I have never thought that I can have some students to teach Iranian culture. I just play for myself.
And if somebody wants to find an instrument like this in Brazil, have you ever seen?
There are some Brazilians who produce DAF and they play DAF, they teach DAF. You know?
But and is this like how can I say? Is like in the correct way, the same patterns?
I respect their efforts.
Okay, nice. Because I may have seen a variety of instruments of percussion, but I'm not sure if I have ever seen this. In São Paulo, there are those stores like 𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃, you know?
No.
It's a gigantic instrument store. I don't know if 𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃 is the name of the... I think it's the name of the street. If you guys from São Paulo, you can help me, right?
Right on chat.
Yeah. I think 𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃 is the sertanejo duo, yes, but it's the street with a lot of musical instruments there, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Maria das Graças here. Top!
Yeah, my wife,
Yeah, nice that you were. Okay, to wrap this up, Kaveh, what are the things that you you would like to share with us about your story, your country, and this crazy journey that you
It's good to play some musical instruments, not many of them, at least one. It really helps you to release your feeling. Sometimes when I feel aggressive, I need to play 𝗲 because it extracts everything. And it's good for brain because more patterns you have in your brain, you get old and old.
It's exactly like that. It helps with
Less
your
and
memory.
less. Yeah.
It helps with your memory. There is the neuroplasticity thing involved too.
Yeah. And that's it. I have nothing more to talk. I have nothing more to share with us, And I have all my thankfulness to community of Brazilians and the country. In the name of all the immigrants, I want to say thanks to Brazil.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You posted, I think, are there videos of you playing?
Yes, some of them on my Instagram page. That's a private page, by the way. And
so you're not gonna see me playing there.
And if they search my name on YouTube, there are some videos, some old. They are not updated. Maybe it's time for me to update some videos there.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see. Okay, now as the final message, we're gonna finish with a song. Okay?
Vamos, let's go.
Okay. No, actually, no. You will finish with a song because we need to finish in a beautiful way. With me, it will be just messy.
We need to finish in the maximum.
Yeah, it has to be something beautiful. So choose a piece that you like, maybe one of your favorites.
Yeah. I'm going to play another manam.
Okay.
It is called Shalom. It is 10/8 to wrap up everything.
Okay.
I think
What's the meaning of shalom?
it's in, I don't know. It has two names, in fact. One of them is Shalom. Another name it is Allah. If you listen to instrument, it says the same.
Hi, Allah.
Yeah. Listen, it says.
Before you go, you guys don't forget, because I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe. Send this to somebody that wants to practice the English.
Yeah.
This episode is going to be on Spotify tomorrow. And now the floor, the stage, the time is yours.
Thank you so much. Let's wrap up everything by a solo.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Kaveh.
See you.
It was beautiful, man.